Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer. Thanks to Matthew for this one. Amy casts a creative technique and chooses not to demonstrate. Nick strongly suspects that Amy will reveal either a second creative technique or a cascade card that will be able to cascade into a second one. Can Nick use a surgical extraction against the original creative technique after it hits the graveyard, but in such a way that Amy will not be able to play any more creative techniques this turn? So to answer this question, we'll need a couple of facts about what happens as spells resolve. The way it works is that when a spell is resolving, you perform all the instructions on that spell in the order they're written, and then the spell goes to the graveyard. This means that the part where you reveal cards with creative technique, and even the part where you cast the non-land card that you hit, all happen during the resolution of that spell before it goes to the graveyard. Thus, if Amy hits a second creative technique off of her original one, there's no way to cast Surgical before the second creative technique makes it safely onto the stack. Bad luck, Nick. Now, if Amy had a creative technique in her graveyard while this was happening, Nick could respond to the creative technique that Amy cast by Surgicaling the one that was already in her graveyard to make sure she could not get another one. But he can't Surgical one that was played after it hits the graveyard but before it gets a spell. Now let's say that the card Amy hits with creative technique is not a second one, but rather a cascade spell. Recall that the casting of the spell hit with creative technique happens as the latter resolves. Therefore, there's no way to cast Surgical before the boarding party is on the stack. On the other hand, Cascade is a triggered ability, and it uses the stack just like any other triggered ability would. That means it would be possible to Surgical in response to the Cascade ability. This would get all of the other copies of Creative Technique, or whatever other card Nick might wish to Surgical, out of Amy's library before the Cascade happens, removing them from the pool of possible hits. With that, I suppose there's one question that's probably on everyone's mind, which is how things would be different if Amy chose to demonstrate the Creative Technique. So with that, let's bear in mind that Demonstrate triggers when you cast the spell, which means that the Demonstrate trigger will go on the stack on top of the Creative Technique that you just cast, and thus will resolve first. That's bad news for Nick because it means that the actual creative technique card will not go into the graveyard until after the copy has resolved. If Amy's Demonstrate copy hits a cascade spell, then that too will go on the stack and resolve ahead of the original creative technique, meaning the original will be safe on the stack during the entire process of cascading into a spell and casting it. While I'm here, I suppose I might as well address a couple of common questions about how the Demonstrate mechanic works. So just like we just said, the Demonstrate copy will go on the stack above and resolve before the original. Remember that we said the instructions for a spell or ability are performed in the order written. So as you can see from the definition of Demonstrate given in the comprehensive rules, the opponent creates their copy after the player who controls the Demonstrate spell. So that means that if Amy demonstrates a creative techniques, Nick's copy would resolve first, then Amy's copy, and finally the original creative technique that Amy cast. Some of these Demonstrate spells have targets, and like most things that copy spells, the Demonstrate mechanic allows you to choose new targets for the copy. This happens as part of the process of putting the copy onto the stack, which means that if Amy demonstrates a spell, Nick will know the targets of both the original spell and Amy's copy when he's deciding what to target with his own copy. But that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.